Okay, so lesson 6 is to do linear inequalities in two variables, part 2. Can you guys close your Chromebooks, please? Thank you. So we'll learn about, we already know how to graph if a linear inequality is given to you. Now this topic would be about application questions, and if a graph is given to you, you need to find the equation for it. Okay, so you write the equation of the boundary in the form y is equal to mx plus b, which is your slope intercept form. You figure out this inequality sign. If it's solid, what are the two possibilities?
Less than and equal to and more than equal to.
Good. Greater than equal to and less than equal to. And if it's dashed, it's less than or greater than. No equal to sign. Okay. Use a test point since you know which region is true. So you already know that this is the part that's shaded. So you take a test point from somewhere here. And if it's true and you put it in the equation that you got, whatever answer you get, like left side or right side, it should give the equation to be true. Okay, so let's try this question. Now the first thing that we need to do is figure out our equation of the line. So this line over here in y is equal to mx plus c form. Now will y be greater than or will it be less than in this case? Greater than, because the shaded region is above the line, so it's greater than, and it's dotted, so it'll just be greater than, and you won't have any equal to. So we know that. Now to figure out your C or your B, which is your y-intercept, that's when x is 0, right? So that will be this point over here, because that's the point where x is equal to 0. So we know b is equal to -5. This is grade 10 stuff, right? Finding the equation of the slope. How can I figure out the slope? You can look at the graph, or m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? So we can find a point that is a whole number. So this one is, we're going +2 and we have +3 over here. That means our slope, the difference from like the y point, so this point and this point is 3, and then the difference between this point and this point is 2, and that's your slope, 3 over 2. And that's your equation, right? Now I need to verify this. So to verify, I'll use a test point from the region shaded above. The easiest one will be our origin, 0, 0. So I'm going to use that. I put it in the equation. I get 0 is greater than 3 over 2 times 0, which is just 0, minus 5. 0 is greater than -5. Is that true? Yes. If this is true, then 0.0 will be part of our solution. And it's true, that means our equation is correct. Okay. Let's try the next question. So this is a solid line. That means we'll have less than equal to or greater than equal to, but it's shaded below. So will it be greater than or less than? Less than equal to. So it'll be y is less than equal to mx plus b. Our b value will be -5 again, right? So replace that. Our m, to figure out our m, we can take these points. We're finding the difference. So it's going up by 3, right? And it's going right by 5 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means +5. So m is y over x, so it'll be 3 over 5, and then you just have your x less than equal to 1. Okay, that's your equation. Now we'll take our test points. Test point can be in the shaded region, so we can take, sure, 6 comma negative 6, right? So y will be negative 6 less than equal to 3 over 5 times 6 minus 5. So 18 over 5 minus 5. And then you have 18 minus 25 over 5. I just made this least common denominator and stuff. So negative 6 is less than equal to 18 minus 25 is? Negative 7 over 5, which is negative 1.4. So, is that correct? Negative 6 is less than equal to negative 1.4? Yep, that means our equation is correct. Okay. And you can take any point, but can I take this as my point, test point?
No, it can't be on the line.
It can't be on the line. Awesome. Now, we have another line given to us. It's broken, right? So it will be either less than or greater than. Now it's going over here to the left. That means it's less than. This one will be greater than. This question can be confusing. So whenever it's left, it will be less than. So y is less than mx plus b. B, do we have b? We don't have b. What will our slope be for this?
0 or
Infinite. It will be infinite. That means m is undefined. And then b, we don't have any. So it means x will be less than negative 5. Okay? Because this line over here is x is equal to negative 5, right? And the values that are part of the solution are all less than negative 5.
So what happened to the y value? Like y at all, it doesn't exist anymore?
It doesn't exist anymore. If you had a line that's like this, then you'll say y is equal to negative 3, right? If it's shaded below, you'll say it's less than. So that's another type of question. Because when you have straight lines, it's just x and y equal to, right? Were you guys able to see the video yesterday? Okay. Okay. There are a few questions for you guys to try. So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to try this, especially part B. Then we'll work on the rest of the lesson.
So is it just like writing it? You have to find out the equation?
Yeah. So now the graph is given to you and you need to figure out the equation. So you'll know if, like, you have to start with y is equal to mx plus b, right? But over here it's dotted. That means it'll be either less than or greater than. Guys, listen first, write down afterwards. So it's above, right? Shaded above, that means will it be greater than or less than?
Greater than?
So that means we'll replace this by greater than, and because it's broken, there won't be an equal to sign. Now you just find the slope and you find the y-intercept. So your y-intercept was minus 5, so you replace it by minus 5. Your slope, you go up 3 and right 2. That means it's 3 over 2 and it's greater than y. That's it. A different type will be this one, which is a little confusing. You guys were kind of here, but in this question, if we're going left, it'll be less than, and usually straight lines are just x is equal to y is equal to, right? So it'll just, you'll replace the sign to less than. Okay, try these questions. Way by negative 1, so it'll be 3 over negative 1 x plus your b, which is 4, and then is it above or below?
Above.
Above, so greater than. Will I have an equal to sign or no?
Yes.
Yes, because it's solid. This one, y is above, so greater than. it's a dotted line, so you won't have an equal to, and it's above -4. Okay. This one, it's below, so y is less than. No solid line, so no equal to. Your slope will be 1, because if you look at this point, going down by, or we're going up by we're going up by 2, and we are going right by 2 as well. 2 over 2 is 1. X plus b, which is -2. So that will be your answer. Okay, awesome. Now, if a word problem is given to you and you need to model this, we're going to just figure that out. Suppose that you're constructing a tabletop using aluminum and glass. Laminated safety glass cost $6 per meter square and aluminum cost $4 per meter square. You can choose the dimension of the table and the amount of each material used. Graphically determine all possible combinations of materials sufficient to make the tabletop. So looking at the question, what are the 2 variables you can have?
No, glass and aluminum.
Yeah, amount of glass, amount meters squared of glass, and amount meters squared of aluminum. Okay. Adjust the linear equation to create a linear inequality for the situation if the most you can spend on the material is $48. So we are buying, like, the price, total price based on the amount is 6G plus 4A, right? It says you can only spend $48. Most you can spend is $48. So can I spend $48? Yes. Can I spend $47? Can I spend $49? No. So that means it needs to be less than equal to 48. So when it comes to word problems and you get confused by what most and like least or at most and stuff means, you can just put in different numbers and see if it'll be less than or greater than. What's up?
Question. If you have 6 G's and 4 A's, that's $52.
G is the amount of material. So I can have 1 G and 1 A, so that'll be $10.
But like, if you have 6 amounts, or is it
Amount? Okay.
like is the amount 1 meter squared?
Number of, okay? Instead of, don't use amount, because then amount can be money, right? So number of,
Well, I'm confused. Like, is this amount a meter, or is it just any amount of meters?
it's meter squared. So how much area you're taking.
So that's first 6G is 6 meters squared.
That's the price per meter squared. And this is how much meter square we are getting. So we can have 1 meter squared, and the price of 1 meter squared of glass would be?
Oh.
I understood it before and I don't want to get confused.
Yes.
Now I was confused before.
You get it now?
I think so.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, what if you can spend exactly $48? So that will be 6G plus 4A is equal to 48, right? Now we just need to sketch this inequality and shade only the appropriate region that we could, we can, I guess, spend or get, okay? So before we do that, let's convert it into slope-intercept form. So let's take our x as g and y as a, okay? Slope. So that means it needs to be a is equal to mg plus b. So I'm just replacing my y's and x's with these numbers over here, okay?
Does it matter which one you use? Like, could I use G for Y?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's do that. So subtract 6g from both sides. You're left with 4a less than 48 minus 6g. Divide both sides by 4. You get a is less than equal to 12 minus, reduce this, so by dividing it by 2, you get 3/2 g. So your slope over here is -3/2, and your y or your b is 12, okay? Your x and y intercepts. What is your y-intercept? B, right? So you have 12 already. To find your x-intercept is when y is equal to 0. So we'll input that. Y in this case is a, so a is 0. I'm going to put that in. So 4 times 0 plus 6g is less than equal to 48. 0 plus 6g is 6g less than 48. Divide both sides by 6 and you get g is equal to 8. Okay, so that will be one of your points. So you have 8, 0, and then over here you have 0, 12. So I can put them on the graph, right? Now I need to figure out the placement of my line. Okay. Okay. What happened? Okay. Will I have arrows over here? Why not? It is exact amount. You cannot have negatives, right? So your line just needs to be till here, like over here. Okay, now what area will I shade? Will it be above the line or below the line?
Below one.
Below, because y is less than, right? So it'll be below. What if they said that it has to be less than 48 with dotted line? Good. Okay. And you can do that by, now remember, I only shaded this region, right? I did not shade this because that's negative. Don't do that on the exam. Like, if an application question is given and you have to graph, make sure it's only the positive region, okay? State the domain and range and discuss the restriction. So it has to be greater than 0, right? So your domain is G such that it's between what 2 points?
0 and 8.
0 and 8, right? It stops there. So between, can it be equal to 0 and equal to 8? Yeah. If it was just less than, it wouldn't be equal to. It'll just be less than 8. Such that G belongs to ER. Your range now. A such that it's between 0 and 12. A, ER. Okay, so now you need to test if you did draw this correctly or not using a test point. So it can be anything. You can take 0, 0 even. If you do take 0, 0, it's just going to be 0 plus 0 is less than 48, which is true. Let's take 3, 3. 6 times 3 plus 4 times 3 is less than 48. 18 plus 12 is
48 and 30.
30. So it's less than 48. That means we did do a good job. It is correct. Okay. Awesome. Okay, that's it. Make sure you work on these first because these are also for marks before you start working on anything else.